outset for inviting me to this inaugural meeting of what I hope will be a process of soft power for water on a blue planet. And I say for water on a blue planet, I'd just like to point out that water insecurity is one of the many barriers to lasting peace in our region. The region I describe as the Levant, connected as it is with the peninsula. In terms of the Levant countries, I want to say that the Mashriq agreement of the 1970s between the European Union and the Levant countries was signed by Syria on the one side and Egypt on the other. And I say on the one side of the Suez Canal and on the other side of the Suez Canal. Today we have COP meetings that is with a focus on the forthcoming meeting in Abu Dhabi after the sessions that were held in Sharm el-Sheikh in Cairo. The purpose of COP, if I may just summarize, is to develop an understanding of hard and soft power, the latter oriented towards public participation and transparency, to build cooperation based on trust and knowledge sharing, which is the only means through which prosperity can be achieved. As far as hard power is concerned, it seems to me that projects have a far greater significance and impact than concepts. And the concept, basically, of stabilizing this region cannot be achieved by project orientation alone. In fact, I would like to point out that the countries that effectively are most affected by war and insurrection and instability are very clearly Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Chad, and the list continues into the Yemen. And of course, I say the Yemen because at a certain moment in time, when I had the privilege of chairing the Club of Rome, we wanted to bring solar power to Sana'a, which is a city which is severely depleted, has severely depleted its resources in water. But water insecurity, as I said, is one of the many barriers that face and thwart our attempts to bring peace to this region. So I would suggest that the papers that I have read most recently, as I served on the Global High-Level Panel for Water, the Blue Peace Initiative supported by the Swiss government, among others, have all focused on the importance of aligning the water, energy, food, and environment nexus into development and economic plans. Social impact means human dignity, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you would agree. So soft power, as you speak about it, is basically posing to us today the question, how does WIFI, as I summarize those initials, water, energy, food, and environment, link in particular the semi-arid region, which is energy-rich fossil and solar energy, water scarce, food efficient, and economically and environmentally vulnerable to climate change. That is to say, the peninsula with the Levant. The Nexus approach is meant to operate as a catalyst for dialogue between the political economy and the supply chain, and to assist with the move from conflict and competition for natural resources into a cooperative zone in which synergistic solutions can be leveraged. I would start by saying that putting the waters, that is to say, parting the waters of the Jordan River, are really a part of the initiative that needs to be taken to reconceptualize the Jordan River. And speaking in Italy, of course, is the Gentiloni, I would like to suggest that parting the waters of the river means basically that a region which receives every single drop of water from outside the region through Turkey is basically in need of a look at the backbone of what links the Levant and the peninsula. And I would humbly suggest that the Great African Rift Valley, running as it does from approximately in Anatolia, where that dreadful earthquake took tens of thousands of lives, Turkish and Syrian lives, all the way down to Madagascar with its enormous problems of excessive movement of climate migrants into Antananarivo. All of this points out that on the east and western Red Sea, as we are preparing for the next COP meeting, something has to be done. We cannot continue, as Ana Palacio has put it, bickering with each other. We have to actually take firm steps. And I'd like to suggest that maybe the Venice Club would like to interact with some of the players. As such, I think it must be understood, however, that as part of a broader connected system of water, energy, food, and may I suggest ecosphere rather than environment, we invite people to adapt to the change that is expected of them rather than to continue to take the rich man's approach of hoping that we can effect that change by simply funding it in terms of inviting our region to become an open laboratory, as it has been described to those of you who know well this means investment on a billion and trillion dollar scale, and compare that with what could be a human dignity solution in terms of methodology, compare it with a multi-poverty index. That is soft power. A sharing, basically, with Oxford University, my old university, has resulted in the signature of a partnership agreement on the initiative called MPI, Multi-Poverty Index. And in that context, I think the time has come to talk about effective altruism, putting people at the center and at the outset of our priorities. Water diplomacy, capacity building, all of these are wonderful terms that we talk about regularly, but I want to say that public, private, and civil society engagement means our system of governance needs to be rated in the context of private sector management and engagement, where the clusters of the three dimensions of the SDGs, economic, environmental, and social, are taken together in an interperspectival form. I would like to pose the following question. If we are always fighting against something, fighting climate change, fighting terror, why shouldn't we be struggling for something? And I would suggest that there is nothing more worthy of us at the present time than to shift from hard security to human security, from oil and weapons to human dignity. Thank you.